Yeah! And welcome to this cast Warno 2v2 game, played between John Warno on 11th Cav and Captain Scout on 3rd US. I have heard of these guys, they're around a lot in the official Discord, I believe that's where I've heard of them. And they're up against Peky on Berlin Gropers and 11 Neiner on 6Y. Right, so this is the deck from the game, and we'll go through it tab by tab. I will start by saying that I really don't play that much 6Y, so I'm not sure how useful I could be. Having said that, this deck doesn't really have a lot of choice in it. So, looks like we're going fob here, and it's a team game, so it's sensible to do so. And you've got big supply, small supply, yep, that's reasonable. One of each, and a CV. So, some people like to bring this because it's cheap, but it's also slow, whereas this is much faster. And this is sort of a compromise between the two, so yeah, I prefer this one. It used to be that this had the most supply in the game at 12,000, and you know, like the Hilo supply used to be better and stuff like that, but now every single supply card in the game has 6,000 supply, which is very silly in my opinion. But it is what it is, and so there's never any reason to bring this now. Like, what's the point? So, infantry tab, so we've got the standard 6Y, you know, Luftstrom Jaeger in the normal transport helo, Luftstrom Jaeger Metis in the normal transport helo, and Luftstrom Jaeger in the normal transport helo. It can be worth bringing one of these in the rocket helo, and the reason is that then you get 4 rocket helos throughout the game, which you can use on your fob. But these are not like the best rocket helo ever. They've only got 64 missiles on them, whereas you see, you know, this is 192, I think, 192 for 10 points more. You know, so you know more than double. So yeah, it is what it is. Then Conkers, Saperi, one bit on the Saperi with the Gaz. I really do like the BTR-60. So he could have brought one thing in the BTR-60, just get some BTR-60s, because he doesn't actually have any of those, and they're really, really useful because they just are, trust me, bro. But no, you use them as fire support, you can send them around the sides and around the back line, stuff like that. They're really useful, so it might be worth bringing that in the BTR-60. Mott Schutzen in the BMP 1P, so you're paying 10 points for 1 AP on the ATGM, which makes it one-shot 3 front armor vehicles, such as the BMP 1P. So I can understand why he's bringing that. And he's bringing it a no vet because he wants to spam them out. That's fair enough. Yeah. And then Formachiki, so I know Lathan's likes these. I tend not to use them. Apparently they're quite good. Basically, you should see an MG as 2 assault rifles. So these men fight with the strength of 10 men despite being 7 men. And this is PKM normal. I used to be very, very against these, but in the 2v2 tournament, we've seen them used quite extensively. So maybe they're not so bad. And another card of ATGMs, this being the Bundle of Sticks. Fair enough. I mean, I think, like, you know, you've got the Metis, which it has the same pen. Also, I used to upvet these units a lot, but now I don't. I tend not to. So you could downvet the Conkers and get rid of this, and bring you know, bring some Motostrelki or something. Bring some more BMP ones. And then maybe you could, you know, you could like upvet this and upvet that, and then there you go. Now you've got better infantry because it's upvetted, and you've lost. Okay, yeah, you've lost 4 ATGMs. So it's personal preference. We'll just undo that change. Like I said, I don't play that much 6th, so there's a limit to, like, I'm not so confident in what I'm saying here, basically. So the Eurogun, because you don't get grads, that's fair enough. Wherever you've got a choice between the two, right now the grad's better, like in 39th. Well, I guess that's the only place you've got a choice between the two. And the Giant S, this thing's pretty funny. It is good. So yeah, that's fair enough. No smoke mortars is a bit sad, especially given as it's a 1 AP slot. Might be a way to fit in some smoke mortars somehow. Or you could even use these for smoke, because of the trajectory. I'm pretty sure it lands before the mortar rounds do. But yeah, I do like the 120mm mortar. You can smoke with this if you want to. So, tank tab, yeah, that's tanks. So basically, if a unit on no vet goes to low cohesion, it will take 7 minutes to get back to high cohesion, which is, a substantial amount of time. So that's why you always see people bringing these tanks at 1 vet. What you can do if you're super cool is bring them at no vet and then keep the tank CV with them to bring them up to 1 vet. But I just prefer to bring them at 1 vet rather than no vet. And the T55A, so yeah, this is good for the opener and stuff, just padding forces out. I can understand bringing it at no vet if you want to spam it out, or you could bring it at 1 vet. I actually bring mine in 2 in Berlin Gruperungs, but yeah, given that there's no lighter tank here, might be worth bringing it at 1. I definitely don't recommend bringing it at no vet simply because of the cohesion thing. But I think that is a change to what I said about a minute ago. I prefer bringing it at 1 vet. Otherwise, it's just sort of useless. This thing is pretty good, the Rapira ATGM. And just keep in mind that this has good stealth now, so it's more like a P-Form Milan and less like a paperweight. So it can be useful. But, this sort of fulfills the same role if you've got the transport. Recon tabs, so Spetsgrupper A are very good, particularly in close quarters combat. You can see all the gamers here. And yeah, motorized Aufklärer in a Recon BMP1. So this thing, it can be good because it's got mediocre stealth. And it's got this 2,625 meter range ATGM. It can be good, but this is 16 AP, so it can't one-shot anything with 3 armor. It can only one-shot things with 2 armor and below. So that's worth noting. So some people prefer, and I like how he's brought it at 1 vet as well, because you're not going to be buying that many of those. So what you could do here is bring the BRDM2s, because you've not got any BTR60s. You could bring these, because just, you need recon. You need cheap recon where possible. Like, you need good recon and cheap recon. And there's no cheap recon here. Both of these are quite expensive, so you could bring the BRDM2, which is quite a useful unit for the price. And, use it on the flanks, try and get behind them. If that doesn't work or whatever, then you just buy one and you keep it with your tank. You just click F, press F and click on the tank, and it'll just follow the tank around, and all of a sudden your tank now has very good optics for 35 points. AA, so yeah, if it's a team game deck, I can understand bringing 2 books. And yeah, Tunguska, Igla, fair enough. If it's a team game deck, if you 1v1, you probably don't want 2 books. Like, there you go, there's your 2 points for your additional recon. But yeah, if it's a team game, I can understand wanting books for the whole team. Then, yeah, so the urn, I kind of like the urn, but it's more expensive than it used to be. The HP went down. It used to be 6 on the MI2, and now it's 4, so it dies in 1 hit to any manpad in the game. The Escortini is kind of bad because the 240mm don't work properly, and yeah, the range on these are the same, so yeah, I can understand. Well, I mean, it's got the AA missiles, but yeah, if the 240s worked properly, it would be cool, but they don't. So I can sort of understand not bringing it. It's a shame though, isn't it? And then AA tab, so yeah, in team games, this thing is useful because it's got the mega range. In 1v1, I really don't like it because it dies and it's very expensive. And it can't shoot helicopter. Well, I mean, it's got a gun. Yeah, the trainer plane is very funny. Yeah, and then this is the ASF. The ASF. For like helicopters and stuff, you don't really have much choice, right? And then this is like the coolest bomber in the game because it does it's like 1,500 kilograms of cluster bombs. It's really powerful, but they made it cost 215 points, up from like 160. So this useless div remains useless because its main tool is incredibly expensive and it's only got 8 HP, so it'll die to one hit from something like a bug, which does 9. So that's the deck, and I'll see you in game. So we're on Airport, and it's the 1v1 version of Airport. Yeah, okay, so John Warno is rushing the middle point with 5 air cav troopers, and he's going to back that up with I guess this is his stuff down here. No, okay, never mind. That's going there, and nobody's going with it. Well, okay, there's some high match Schutzen going to here. Typically, you'd want a recon in there because you can see further. 2 engineers dragon, 1 also going to. So you definitely don't want to overload this too much because it will attract bombs. And 1 going to here. Mech rifles dragon to help out those guys, and an Iltis Führung. I'm seeing no AA. So hopefully they bought a bunch of planes, otherwise they could be punished. Then you've got BGS Streiser, so there's your recon for Echo, but that should be John Warno's, yes. And Captain Scout, okay, so then Captain Scout's going to Foxtrot with a 50 cal, a mortar, a Bradley fire team. Okay, these scouts, oh I see, I still have these, there we go. And an M1A1 Abrams. So he's not actually capping Bravo first, which is fair enough. I mean, basically, you want the tank here to fight, right? And so if you send it here, then you got to send it here, then you got to send it back here. Whereas if you send it here, then you just send it here, and then it's in the fight, it's in the right place. So it's the wrong way around, basically. And yeah, they're not really going for Zulu kind of area at all. They're just going to hold this, hold this. So they really want Echo, which is, of course, red zone, quote-unquote. Switching to Red's deployment. So we've got the classic 6YA open, so you open with all the helicopters. We've got 2 FOBs right next to each other. You don't want them right next to each other, because then they both die. You want to spread them out a bit. So we got MI8s going to here and here, and then a CV going to here. So we'll see what happens when the MI8s run into the baddies, or the goodies, depending on who you're rooting for. 2 Strellas going over here. They won't get there in time to stop those helicopters. 2 bundles of sticks going over here. They're all high vet because of the CV. 3 Pioneers. That's quite... yeah, so if you want to come here, you want to go this way, right? You don't want to go this way because this guy might kill you. And yeah, same with the Mott Schutzen and same with the Vac Schutzen. They go, like, you know, if you make it this far, you should just stay there. You shouldn't be coming back. But I don't think they've noticed. And I'm not seeing many, like, I mean, obviously there's a Tunguska, but I feel like there isn't 3,000 points worth of units here. So I'm expecting to see a lot of planes. Like, a lot of planes. And same for these guys. So we'll cast the game, and we'll do it from this perspective. Right, so they're off, and it's time for me to thank the generous channel joiners, of which 1 participant in this game is 1. And you, at the higher tiers, you can send your games in to be cast at the tier 2 and tier 3 membership rewards. And yeah, they get the videos early. They get the videos early. And they get exclusive videos, and they get the videos early. They also get their names on the screen, which is obviously the most important thing. It's the best way to help the channel, basically, because advertising revenue is very, very poor. 1 membership at the lowest level for 1 month is worth 2,000 views. So, yeah, it looks like John Warno's going to get in here because it turns out that there was no planes. So this doesn't feel like 3,000 points worth of units to me. I don't know why. I guess it's because this is quite expensive. No, it's 110. There you go. So Captain Scout did open Eagle, and he's just going to immediately kill that CV there. And this is the problem with the 6YA opener. You have to open helicopter transports. Helicopter transports are overpriced. Like, that's 60 points for a Black Hawk compared to 20 for a truck, right? And it's not even that much faster because it has to land. And yeah, it's very difficult. So I'm just not sure where the points went. I guess this must be the whole deployment. I feel like oh, I see. Maybe it's reduced income. That's a good point, actually, and there's no way I can check that from the replay. It might just be 0.5 times income or something. Um, so we'll see. I mean, the purchases are coming in here, and we see Peky bought this, which is 110, and then he bought this, which is 55. Um, so this is starting to make sense, actually, and then this is, 135. It might be half income. It might be half income. We'll see. I mean, on the other side, obviously John Warno is going to get a big rebate there. Captain Scout buying an Eagle was a good idea to help the deployment. Yeah, so this is looking pretty rough for Red now, actually, because they should... oh, see, this is something else you can do with the Eagle. You can snipe anti-tank guns with it. So this is looking pretty rough for Red because... this is Red's zone and they're not in it. Although they have moved up to here. That Pioneer's going to die, though. And, yeah, so the Gov, if it can get in range of its guns, is actually... Like, the guns are reasonably, as you can see... that didn't actually do anything. Never mind. So Red are trying to get in here, and there is no AA here, but you can't fly too close because the Bradley will kill you. The problem is they don't have the anti-tank gun anymore because they had it in the field, as opposed to here. The cover may save it. The issue with the Gov, right, is that it's got really bad range, 1400 meters. So you generally don't get into range where you can use it. But 11, Neiner, and Peky here are using their brain power to take this zone. And John, Warno, and Captain Scout starting. Literally, they have no AA. There's a Stinger back here. That is difficult to deal with. So this Lufstrom Jaeger is probably going to have a really bad day now. There's just a lot here. And this man, he might be 3-vet, but he's not going to be killing those. So he's going to die. They need to get him out. And they are trying to. But now the Bradley's here, so you need to go here, but he doesn't know that. And without that anti-tank gun, Bradley's going to kill everything. This man is firing, which is not good, because he is revealing his position. Although this is a recon. Oh, here we go. Here we go. This could be huge, actually. That is that cluster plane that we spoke about in the deck review. Look at that. It's 1,500 kilos of ordnance, and it gets a CFV and an M1A1 CV, which is a big deal. And I really am starting to think that this is half income, because the purchases are just very in keeping with half income. Like in a 1v1, I could buy all this. You know what I mean? So I'm thinking it is half income. But that's the way a lot of people play the game. Like, I don't really have a problem with other people playing the game like that. So they've lost vision, even though this is a recon unit when stood still. So he's attack positioning there. It's just a problem with the game. You can't really see anything, and things just fade in and out of vision. So these guys really do need to get back, especially given that it's half income. Every loss costs you twice as much as it would in a 1v1. And yeah, so Red have managed to get the point lead. And John Warno just has to send this Iltis Führung over here. Good shot from the bundle of sticks there. And yeah, so you see that even though this is right here, well, you can't see that. And like, this guy is very good optics, and he's looking right at it, and he can't see it. Like, look, he's got LOS there. But here comes the RM70, because I guess they know it's there. So, fire support has been requested. And there you go, 40 rounds over there. It kills one of them, the other one's quite low. Good play from Captain Scout, though. He's decided to smoke this, and then presumably run the CV in. So that's sensible. Eagle back out just to loiter. It's got to be careful, though. There are cubs here. And, yeah, so Peky, Berlin... so to put things into context. The two blue divisions are both top S-tier divisions for 1v1. And the two red divisions are both, like, bottom-tier divisions for 1v1. So this is, like, a huge overmatch for blue. John Warno and Captain Scout have a clear advantage in divisions, like massively. Engineer's Dragon are an extremely useful unit, which both players get access to. 45 points for 10 men and an ATGM is pretty absurd. Looks like the RGB doesn't drop its bomb properly either. And Pecky's got to get some more AA, or 11 Neiner could start buying the books. But it's so difficult to build up when you get your income at half the rate. Every loss costs you twice as much. But then again, every kill is twice as impactful, I guess. So, like, this is like a minute's income just dead right here, because he's going to get stunned, and then he's going to start spinning around like a moron, and then he's going to die. And that's the issue with 6Y, is that all your stuff comes in helicopters, and you can't bring it anywhere near the front line, so they got to walk the rest of the way, whereas your enemy, it just uses trucks, it's cheaper, and it's better. But, yeah, hey, I don't balance the game. So that BMP 1P does miss that pivot. I believe it just left LOS. And this is an expensive supply truck, and it's about to explode. See, it was apparently just beyond range there, but there must be some inaccuracy there. So yeah, this is a great place to drop an RM70, which is probably why he's doing it. Generally, like 2 FOBs is if you want 4 MLRS. If you have 2 MLRS, you will run out. And yeah, the 1 vet infantry, you're starting to see, like, they don't get their cohesion back very quick. Like, that BMP one's probably going to die. It smokes, but not in time. Here comes the RM70. It's a good volley, like, it's in a good place. These are all massive squads, so it's, you know, it's not just going to kill them immediately, but it is a good volley. I'd love to see the Gov try and engage, because, yeah, there's no stingers here. So the Mark Schutzen got in this building and then changed their mind. I'm not sure why, actually. I guess he probably realizes that he can't beat Engineer's Dragon, even though, you know, this is supposed to be like some pleb unit. They've got shock for some reason. They've got an ATGM. Okay, so there goes the Marder because it got side shot. So this has 5 front armor and this deals 17 AP. So this can one-shot anything with 3 armor and below. And the side armor here is 3, so he turned his side to it and it died. Looks like Pecky's just running away, which is... I mean, typically you would want to leave 1 unit simply to hold the territory. Like, I appreciate that this man needs HP, but that's why you bring the car HP, like this one. You send that up to, like, here. Or, you know, as close as you can get it. So... yeah, they're moving to the buildings. More smoke coming out from Captain Scout. Not sure why at this point. Because he's got the fire support. I guess he assumes there's an ATGM here. Well, I mean, there's the mess. And yeah, these men, they're getting shot. They need to get back. HA Abrams, a very expensive piece of kit, especially when you're on half income. And looks like we got 2 cluster planes circling. Where will the RM70 be going? There. Okay, that's reasonable. So, blue, if I was blue, I would reinforce this a bit more. I mean, obviously this anti-tank gun's there now, so it's going to be tough. You're going to have to unload units here. Phantom cluster, which is typically used against vehicles. You see, it only did a little damage there, because cluster is not very good against infantry. And here we go. So now he's smoking off the ATGM, which is sensible. And yeah, Mech Rifles Dragon should clean up this SPW, no problem. And this is why you always bring them in groups. It also makes them easier to control, so you don't lose one here, you know. So the RM70 is oh, there's a CV right there. And John Warno is not looking at it, so he loses his CV. So that was a really good volley, actually. And you see, so in the deck review we were talking about cheap... okay, we're just watching this Eagle. Alright. Cheap recon that you keep with your tanks. So this one's 15. And yeah, you just right click on your tank with it. Press F or click on your tank, so that way it will fast move. And then it will just follow your tank around, and then your tank can actually see. Because right now, Captain Scout is attacking here, and his main asset is not actually helping. It's all the way back here. So the bundle of sticks will not one-shot this because it's got 5 armor and 4 side armor. So bundle of sticks not doing much there. And then you need to move the building it's in, because there should be an artillery round coming for this building right now. And yeah, it looks like Captain Scout's getting back in, but they're just struggling to get a CV in here, basically. And the CV, so they had one here which died to cluster. They had one here which moved over here and died to the RM70. So they're struggling. And honestly, I really think that Peky should be not attacking over here, because he's never getting in here, right? There's just too much stuff. So I can understand the grads and stuff, but really Peky should be setting up here and then trying to help his teammate here, because that is the middle of the map and the enemy is in that zone. There's a tendency when you're playing team to play it, you know, this is my lane, I go here. There we go, Cub hit that eagle. And you need to get out of that mindset. It's a team game. You need to. The folks that play it as a team will have the big advantage. All these low squads are about to get donked by a missile or an artillery shell. So you would expect a reaction now. Just move it back a bit. Move it back a bit. No. Okay. Whew, that was quite lucky, actually. I guess because there's no recon here. There's one here. There's no corrected shot. But yeah, this is vital to Red's success. They really need this, because if you can get to here and then move up to this, obviously you got to be careful about people shooting you here. But you can have this and you can have this. You know, you can put some fire on him. Then the enemy can't reinforce so easily, because you've got this building here. You can put an ATGM in it. Whereas for now, Captain Scout can just keep driving over this field, because this thing doesn't really have the range to reach them, and neither does this. Yeah, more RM70s. He's bombing his own men. That's a shame. Yeah, he's hit this back Schutzen quite a few times now, and this one. So that's a big shame, actually. And you see that the... yeah, that's a big shame. So, yeah. That repairer should lose that fight, because it's just not going to be doing much, and this guy is... So the LOS tool's all sorts of bonkers, right? Because that says that that can see that and that it has ammo, but it's not actually shooting. You see that a lot in this game. And yeah, I like the Gov usage because there's no stinger here, and Peky has actually managed to break through. So John Warno, yeah, this is pretty embarrassing, mate. I mean, you should not be. Basically, if you're against the RM70, you don't blow all your guys up like that. You have a bit more spread out. You can also keep them in the transports back here. But yes, it's very difficult for Red to get in here, like really difficult, just because Blue could just keep reinforcing it. But he's taken this, which is actually huge, because once you take that, you can move up these ATGMs to there. And then once you've got an ATGM there, do you see how you can shoot this road, and this road, and this road? It makes it quite difficult to reinforce here, basically. So, funny cluster plane, and John Warno reverses right into it and dies. So what you want to do there is go backwards, and then as soon as the bombs drop, you go forwards, and then you might survive. But yeah, these cluster planes, not particularly great against infantry. What? Okay, that one was. Never mind. I believe it carries cluster and HE. Hopefully we see it again so we can check. I know one of them does that. Or it might just be because there's just so much ordnance there that even though it's cluster, it's not a big deal. So, would love to see Peky bring up this ATGM, or just bring up a fresh ATGM, just get it in this building. I do like the Gov usage. But yeah, no stingers here from John Warno. Basically, Red are just beating him up with the RM70. So that's a poor volley, but it can be stopped if, yeah, and he stopped it. So now he's gonna aim it, he's gonna heal it, he's gonna resupply it. You see Red's dying quite a bit. This is sort of characteristic of an overextension. And yeah. So I think Peky should just hold this for now, get some reinforcements, then go again. And yeah, so quite rightly, 11 Neiner has pointed out the fact that this is important. Peky's made it all the way over here, and he's the enemy's got vision on. Here we go. There you go. It had cluster and HE, so that's what's doing the damage there. Got cluster and HE. So that's why. But yeah, 11-9 has done a great job of getting back in here. That LGB survived, which is bad. Would love to see Peky buy a CV for his RM70 so that they can shoot faster. It does make them shoot faster, but when you're on half income, it's tough, man. So the bundle of sticks will not one-shot this, even if it hits it in the side. It did not hit it at all. And now this needs to move building back to here. Yes, good. And these guys are next on a chopping block. John Warno's still in this zone, basically, with some help from Captain Scout. Oh yeah, so it's Captain Scout's zone with the help of John Warno. So I guess that's probably why John Warno's getting beaten up by Peky here, because he's actually got quite a few units here helping his teammate out. But yeah, it is a team game. And yeah, okay, so this is the problem with attacking here, that now the enemy's just flooded this full of units. So it's going to be a slow, laborious process with lots of RM70, so it's probably better to just sort this mess out and and then, you know, clean this up and then go for this. This Gov is... ooh, dodges one. I'm not sure why he's trying to attack the ground there. Okay, never mind. Okay. So John Warno just needs to move up a bit. He will do so. He's going for that building. Okay. And you see the power of the rockets doing literally nothing. Literally nothing. And now he's going to get hit by a stinger. So he needs to get out. He is getting out. But you see the helicopters are so unmaneuverable that this man has almost finished reloading. There you go. So the M109, yeah, there you go. So he moved it back and then he moved it forwards again, and now it's getting hit. And honestly, 6th is going to have a serious problem dealing with 3rd Armoured, especially once the planes run out. Like, the tanks 6th gets are just not very good in comparison to H.A. Abrams. So, yeah, the planes are being used quite effectively. Like, an IHawk will one-shot this, like that. So they tend to only be useful at the start of the game. The RM70s, it's an interesting volley, but I think he should be more concerned with clearing out the rest of this zone before he... Although this looks like it's just going to YOLO in there, so I can understand why he's concerned about it. But there are lots of bundles of sticks here. Lots of bundles of sticks. That man gives his life. And yeah, this one's routed because it was getting hit by all sorts of stuff. Yeah, exciting. So... RM70 there as well. So Peky's basically doing it for both players, but I guess 11-9 bought him a fob at the start. Typically you'd want 4 if you want to have 2 fobs. And ooh, so he actually got an M1A1 CV. Oh wow, he actually got the HA. So I can't believe I missed that. I was talking about something else. So the MiG-21 cluster got the HA Abrams and survived, even though an IHawk would one-shot it. He needs a 3rd IHawk, I guess. And the M1A1 CV died. So that's a huge swing because, like, it's like 2.5 minutes of income if you're on full income, and these guys are clearly not. There you go, you see the MiG-21's dying 1 hit to IHawks. Makes them quite difficult to use effectively. These Cubs need to move up. But, yeah, you know, John Warno, he's managed to get in here. And he's going to smoke it off. So the Luftstrom Jaeger are coming in, but yeah, this would be a great grad volley because there's just so much here. And yeah, so Peky, he's going the right way. 11-9 are running across the field there and finding out the hard way that that's not the right way. Napalm plane with regular bombs as well. Does not get anything and is probably going to die, but I can understand the need to push him out. Would love to see like a Conkers in the... Okay, that's been destroyed. Conkers here, maybe. CV's quite rare to see them because of how bad they are. Basically an IFB deals more DPS, I believe. And yeah, he really needs to move. He's getting hit. He's not got a lot of HP. Might lose the whole lot of them. Ooh, only loses 1. You see that, yeah. Okay, yeah, so he lost 3 of the 4. And the 4th one might die anyway, so that's why you don't want to clump up like that. And if there's no cover, you can use buildings and stuff. So Pecky's come in for his big attack here, and because John Warno's helping out over here, he's actually not got that much here. And the Grads are slowly whittling it away. That's very, very aggressive and is not going to work, so hopefully he cancels it, because this is just going to kill it. So yeah, we'd love to see... I mean, this staying here makes sense, but you've got a second one, and you could move that up to here. That would be cool. Oh man, he's just going straight in. This is just not good at all. Like, he knows about this because it's shooting. He just really... okay, that was a bit lucky. Blimey. But sooner or... Wow. This guy's... What? So John Warno misses 3 RPGs and just quits. Or maybe it's because his M1A1 CV died. But the 2 books died to the cluster from Captain Scout. So that's why you don't keep them together, because that is a huge loss there. A huge loss. A way loss. That is very sad indeed. Yeah, very exciting, very exciting. So, I mean, what happens now? Presumably Red are going to win, because John Warner's been replaced by an AI. But, you know, they've got to get in here. They can't really get over to here. So I think if Captain Scout sort of notices that and reinforces all this, like, he can transfer his guys over here. Like, look, there's actually nothing here from Red. It's just a shame that guy rage quit, because Blue was very much still in this, but it's looking like is that gonna fire its toe? No. It's looking like Red's gonna take this because they've got Papa. Yeah, Blue, they just can't capitalize on the fact that there's nobody here. Like, if John Warno was not an AI, he could move this up to here. But alas, he is. So the Marder is going to go in on this. It might get side shot, and I think that was a side shot, so he's got to get it out. But actually, he's just going to right-click the CV because this guy's out of Milans. 5 Milans on this IFV. Very powerful. You compare it to like the Warrior, which is just slightly less, but only has 4 Milans. Not sure why these have 5. Maybe it's a realism thing. This tank's doing a lot of work. Like, where's the plane? But so the RM-70's hitting that corner because there's an assumption that there are people in there, but there are not. And yeah, so Captain Scout is trying to get over here now. So he took out the BMP-1s with the Bradley, and he should take this position because that Bradley's providing fire support. So will that 50 cal? But Neiner could transfer his, yeah, and he is. He's transferring his T-55 over there to help out, but the Bradley should be able to waste that as well. So these RM-70s are just doing work. Like, basically, that's how Peky took this. He just hit all this, moved up, hit all this, moved up, hit all this, moved up. That's how it's done. 2 FOBs is probably excessive if you're only going to bring 2 RM-70s. And yeah, kudos to Captain Scout, but his teammate left, so I don't see this working out. I'm not sure why that Bradley is not engaging that T-55. Just move up here and kill that. And that's a +4 to, oof. Ouch. John Warno.ai takes out the T-55. So we'll see. I mean, he might get back in. But yeah, +4 to red team. More books have been purchased. And there's Cubs as well. Could move the Cubs up. Taking this is very important. There's a big hole here. That Maryuka P is probably not going to win that fight, and these guys don't have AT, so they can't do anything about this. So this combination here is going to take them out as well. This thing's really itching my head. Sorry, I've been scratching my head like all game. I don't. Maybe it's maybe I've got nits now or something. I don't know. Hopefully not. But yeah, like these guys are out of Metis. This is just killing everything. It's pretty crazy actually. And then this is going to get in the zone as a result of that. These men are not going to accomplish much of anything. The T-55s will probably die to the Jaguar 2s, although not in one shot. Okay, I guess you need 12 armor to survive a TOW 2. That's weird, actually. I could have sworn they survived TOW 2s. Maybe it is 12 armor. And you see that this can't actually shoot that Abrams from that range. Yeah. So, Captain Scout trying to get back in here. This guy does have AT, and he can't see him, even though he's got very good optics right here, because this game is pants. So he can't see him, even though he's right there. And then people say, bro, it's 1500 meters range away. No, it isn't, right? This is just, the game has a very silly scaling thing in it, where basically all ranges are 2.6 times larger than they should be. I'm really not sure why. But there you go, Captain Scout's getting back in here with his CVs and stuff. He needs some infantry support, and I guess that's on its way. That Bradley did get that T-55, I suppose, but the engineer's Dragon died in the meantime, so this position will be held by 11 Neiner. And I wonder what he's got left to deal with this. Over here, John Warno.ai is beating up the Berlin Gropers player, so I called it too early, actually. It's actually +1 for blue now. Not sure how that happened, because I don't actually see anybody around here. And, yeah. Presumably an RM-70 is about to hit this. But it looks like blue's going to sweep this zone. No, the RM-70s aren't reloading, they're just right next to the pub. But not right next to enough. So +1 for blue team. And, yeah, pretty convincing. Like, John Warno is actually worse than John Warno.ai. He managed to take the zone back. So, hopefully John Warno isn't watching this, because that's pretty embarrassing, actually. The AI managed to take the zone back. But yeah, Captain Scout, he's balling. I do hear a helicopter. Okay. He's got to get some infantry up here, but oh, he sent them here instead. So, you know, it's difficult because you don't see anything in this game, so it's difficult to decide. I mean, so the T-64B basically on auto targeting has been going for the CEVs instead of the thing that can actually kill it. Which is now killing it. So that's auto-targeting for you. You need to manually target things. Basically, it's because this had lower cohesion than the CEV, so it was target switching. This needs to be sold. Hopefully it takes off before it explodes. Oh, 2 misses from that Abrams. And you see the Abrams should really be trying to kill this as well. But it didn't have LOS there. And John Warno.ai has... is targeting the CV. Bring me Sarah Connor. It's a lot missing there, but it got there in the end. And here we go. So Pecky's finally got an ATGM in here. Yeah, very exciting. So +1 for blue team. And yeah, Captain Scout, he's really got it. So I guess he's got the infantry here, right? So he needs like infantry here because like this guy, for example, could be just sent over here because this is just hiding behind. Oh, he's got this, so we could send this forwards to there, and then he'd spot it, and then he'll know that there's no infantry there. Because it's just, you don't want to be driving your CV tank over here, because if there's a guy with an RPG, you've had it. So the RM-70s are probably going to open up on, okay, 2 separate targets again. So we'll see how John Warno.ai deals with the RM-70s. And this one's gonna miss, I guess. So the cluster's out, and it's not gonna hit anything because there's actually nobody there. But he just sort of assumed there was. This T-64B, it's not been noticed that it has something shooting at it. Like he's done a good job at keeping it alive so far. Bradley CFV moving up here, and now there are 2 ATGMs in here. So, John Warno.ai has got to be very careful because he's going to lose his tank. And, yeah, so he's going to RT it instead. but it survives the RT. Looks like these are not going to hit it. Yeah. I do like the Mi-8T here, because Scout's forgotten his AA. And Bradley can be used as AA. The Bushmaster, of course, the most strong autocannon in the game for some unknown reason. Must be a game made in New York. And yeah, it looks like the RM70 there, combined with the Conkers and the bundle of sticks, has made it so Peky could get back in there. Sorry, I'm very sleepy today, I suppose. So yeah, you can just send this back to the fob. You just right-click the fob and then click over here, and it'll go back and resupply and then come back. That's something you can do with fobs. So, yeah, Captain Scout not finishing the deal here, not sealing the deal. Should really get somebody in here, like the Scouts, because, okay, now he sees this. He saw it. Not sure how. It must be because, yeah, so this guy will have seen it go between, actually, this guy can just see everything, apparently. Yeah. So that guy just saw it. And there goes that napalm plane, the shake and bake. Because it's got HE and the other one. So yeah, Scouts managed to take this, +2 for blue team, but red have managed to get back in here. Waiting for the CV, here it is. And yeah, T-55s can't fight M1A1s, and they can't really fight Bradleys either if you keep them at range. They are doing decent anti-infantry damage though. It's just as soon as this tank gets into a good spot, yeah, it's just going to start killing them one at a time. They can't even shoot back because of the armor and the pen on the gun. Oh, that's not good. You need to move that one back. I really don't want to lose that buck there. Which is probably not visible, given that the Fist V does not have... What? Maybe he does see it, actually. So he should go for it if he can see it. Yeah. So Eagle on cap, combat air patrol. So you can see the planes coming in a bit earlier. These guys getting a bit greedy now. They're firing from next to the CV. Sorry, from next to the fob, which you don't really want to be doing. But yeah, the power of friendship at work here. Peky has got one grad, one RM70 devoted to the left and one for his own needs on the right here. Takes out some stingers. And I really do hope that Scout notices this and tries to counter battery it, because that would be very, very funny. You could get 2 RM70s and 2 fobs here, and maybe even a helicopter. But it looks like he's not noticing. He'd rather go for the book. Yeah, +2 for blue. I mean, red, I think Captain Scout's got to help out. John Warno.ai here, after its initial offensive, it sort of got stuck on this and died. The AI also suffers from not being able to see anything, same as us normal people. Another thing you can do with this is split the volley, so you send 6 on one target, then stop it and send 6 on the other. And that means you get 2 volleys in 3 minutes instead of 1. Yeah, so there we go. I think red's going to win now, because they've got the... okay, so they've actually got a UAS back in here, behind that, but that's not long for this world. He's trying to hide it. Yeah, we'll see how that goes. Oh man, CV shooting at it. Because it's an unarmored target, they can. Typically, you want to keep these T-64Bs back here so they can use their ATGMs. Because they outrange the enemy tanks. Ooh, just unloads that in time. So here we go, finally the third RM70. And that's sadly not easy to hit people who move around. And yeah, so they're just flooding this with CVs to get that that +3, but it would be a +2 anyway. So Captain Scout, you know, he's just spread too thin. John Warno.ai has let the side down. Can't cope with the RM70s, basically. And yeah, we'll see the HA going to town here. Not sure about this. You wanted to get it behind a building because all the buildings have been destroyed. He was trying to get it over to here, but Yeah, it didn't work out as you might expect. So this Pivad's probably going to kill that rocket too. Pivads did get nerfed. They're not radar anymore, but they are still decent. And yeah, so there goes 2 CVs there. But it's still going to be a +3 because of this. So Captain Scout, he's got to help out his AI teammate somehow. I really wish he would hit this. It'd be so funny. It's now 3 around that fob. That's pretty funny. So, looks like Red are gonna win. Unless he might go for Alpha. It's probably his only option at this point. That's what I'd do. Obviously, he doesn't know where all the enemy units are. He probably assumes there's people in here. But there isn't. There aren't. And so, okay, yeah, so he's going for it. That's pretty cool. And yeah, he's got the Bradley to shut down the reinforcements. I think he's killed all the planes. He should really have an Eagle up here. He can probably do it. But I'm surprised he's going this way and not this way. I guess he probably assumes there's somebody in here, but there's not. Smokes a bit preemptively there, considering he's got the Eagle coming in. But there is a Cub back there. So, yeah, he's doing well for himself. This Eagle gets all that. The Cub is probably going to have a go at the F-16 now. The AI's F-16. So evacs the Eagle, which is a shame, because he could have gone for this. But I guess the F-16 is going to take it out. And now he's going hard on this, so the bundles of sticks are probably going to stack up in here. He's got no smoke on this, which is a problem. And I really wish he would like go this way, you know, a bit further away from the enemy. Warno.ai just literally manually retreating its planes to the evac window. I guess that's how the pros do it. Legit drive it to the end of the map and then evac, even though you don't actually have to do that. And yeah, John Warno, he's taking it back. He's taking it back. He's Captain Scout's got the CV. He's going to get the CV in. Backshots and Fuhrer goes down, so that's going to put the Terminator on a +2. And Captain Scout, you know, he's trying to get in here, but he needs some smoke or something, because there's lots of, I mean, like, actually a mortar with some smoke, because this thing's just going to get side shot. Like, there's no way, you just can't really avoid it. There's just too much here. The RM-70s are attempting to intercept the blob. They're just firing all over the place. They will get the supply, and the Engineer's Dragon maybe. But yeah, this guy, he's trying to get in, but he just can't get past the wall of ATGMs. This Chaparral needs to be moved up sharpish, otherwise the MI8 is going to kill this. And it looks like it's going to be an MI8 kills this moment. Except rockets don't do anything, so I guess not. So +2 for blue team, 30 seconds left. Captain Scout, he's got to get in here, but I don't see how. He needs to, yeah, he's just sending everything else forwards, but he needs to drive this forwards right now, right? There's 20 seconds. I don't think he can do it. I don't think it's possible. So yeah, good game, well played. It was a pretty funny game, actually. Close till the end. Kudos to Captain Scout. He did a great job. And Peky with the RM-70s, and of course kudos to 11 Neiner for playing the worst division in the universe. And winning. So that was pretty funny. It was a pretty funny game. Do let me know what you think. So this was like a more low-ranked game. So you see Peky here. 600 multiplayer games. Sadly, 11 Neiner is my Smurf, apparently. Captain Scout, 1400 multiplayer games, rank 145. And John Warno, 380 multiplayer games. So like a much lower ranked game there. But still some really good back and forths. Just a shame about John Warno giving up like that. But yeah, GG, well played. Do let me know what you think, and I'll see you in the next one.